Much as I thought I could plan a podcast, that is not going to happen. I do not have the mindset to sit here. Chop up block for block how I'm going to tell you about weight loss and weight gain. Good evening on this January 29th, 2022. The time is 11:19 p.m. and welcome to Early in the A.M. with Isha. Normally, there's no normal here. I'm just as crazy as cat bat, but I completely finished the TV show or the TV series, The Shy. When I finished as far as Showtime is, they got it on the on demand. So I watched all 4 seasons, and the 5th season is supposed to be come out this year. I don't know when. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens with Emmett and Jada and everybody and the boys and what's going on with Gemma's father and Marcus and how Duda done took off and ran and then left Trig and everybody just, I don't know. I just can't wait to see what happens. But I started my second indulgence. I just started maybe 2 days ago. Is a series called Borgias. I want to say it's Borgias. I know it's about 15th century papacy, the corruption and everything else. And then a Spanish pope, last name Borgias, and then the circumstances he came into power, buying the throne, corruption, trying to be so absolutely corrupt that he rids the papacy of corruption altogether, taking the papacy from the latter end as opposed to, I guess, the more sanctified, truer end, honorable end. He's coming in total admission of his corruption and saying, if you let me, come in through this way, I can totally purge and purify the papacy of corruption forever. And I kind of see where he's coming from. But for my situation, what I really want to talk about is, as a person, if I was to ever in a position, even though I'm not in a position to be a pope, how would, what do I feel about that? There's certain things about me that I can see how a person could love people that way and give of themselves where they lose all of their identity. They lose everything they are. And that's just, and there's nothing special about feeling this way. This is a very unfortunate, catastrophic, yet promising and honest, true feeling. The more I die in my person, the more I give up my wants and I give up trivial things and I pursue the more noble, the honest truth. I see myself loving people this way. Like in my everyday when I'm outside, people I don't even speak to, like in my frontal space, is such a blank, cold, placid place. There's no warmth there. But right beneath that shell, that hard shell, that seemed like that steel plate of armor that shields me, is this heart that just wants to just slowly or softly hovering over them in love. Like, even when they just pass me, it's just an endearing warmth. I hug toward that person, whoever it is. It can be anybody. Whenever I enter a supermarket, I just assume the responsibility of caring about everybody in there, no matter even if they mean me ill will. I don't know if you ever hug someone with daggers pointed at you. Hugging someone, you can feel the knives going into your belly and your chest, but you hug them anyway. Walking away, even though you can feel the stares and the stabs on the back, you don't even care. That's what the cold plate is for to begin with. That protects you from those people, but within there's an eternal dialogue for people in the papers or someone who's in such power as a pope, loving someone is an effortless, at the same time it being effortless, it's such a devout implosion of self into the void of humanity, and hoping that when you hit the mark of explosion, that everything you are billows out and reaches and fulfills everything it's supposed to. Because it's a shot in the dark. Everyone, you going to give yourself. And you don't know if, you're not going to know unless you keep purifying yourself, if your intent or what you mean is being understood, or if it's reaching your followers. It's easy for me to be quiet and to stay in the dark and to be not noticed. For you to not know who I am. Ever. If I don't show my face in some sort of way, you don't know who I am. You won't care, because the YouTubers and the social media platforms who are showing their faces have so much of your time, it seems like you have no need of me. But then there's a small inkling of you like, I gotta hear what she has to say today. Or I'm wondering if what she would think if this came across her plate. That is just me reaching out of the dark for someone to hear me. But it seems like the more I reach out of the dark, the more darkness there is to reach out of. It's like this repetitive failure, and I'm just trying to learn how to fail better. So in my failure, I generate some type of light in the attempt, in the trying. I'm not assuming anyone's nobility. I can only talk about this so far without, trying to steal something that's not, for my bag, or something that'll endanger my well-being. But at the same time, I understand what that feeling is like to a certain extent. I know how it feels to care about everybody in the room, and to take all your wings and spend all of your livelihood just to care for the people in the moment, even if it empties you out. Sometimes I'll go into a space and I was like, I just want to be selfish today. I just want to take selfies, and I don't have it in me to do it. And I get upset because I'm wondering if I have this type of endearment in me, like this type of priesthood type of mentality, type of spirituality, and something about me is just too selfish to push it to the next level. I try to be that way. I try to be selfish. I try to I try to act like it's all about me and my looks, and I'm not there anymore. I used to be there, but when I was there were no cell phones. There was no social media. Like for me, I would just find a mirror and I'd look at myself, I fix my hair, make a cute face, and then that was my selfie for the day. But when it was time for me to do it now, I had been through so much. I don't have the spirit to do it anymore. There's a void there, and it tries to, get jealous and mean and things like that, but it's not there for me to do. When I go in public, it's the opposite. I'm more like a guard or something. I feel like some type of a guard, and I'm protecting the lives of the people within like a 20-foot radius of wherever I am. Like as soon as you're near me, you're somehow in my protection in some way. Even if it's just my physical presence being there, battling whatever spirits are around, whatever demons are around. Like I feel like that's my comfort zone when I'm doing my job. And when I'm in that mode, I'm not thinking about how I look to you, how I smell to you, how loud I am when I'm walking, how you can feel tremors in my steps, like I'm making the building shake, or how, uncomfortable it make you feel. I just feel comfortable knowing I'm there. It's almost like when okay, I'm here, everybody's safe. You're safe. You ain't got to worry about this attack happening or this happening or that happening. I was like, whatever does happen is going to be very trivial, and it's going to be very fixable. And I've been feeling that way for a long time. And I think it's because, of what happened to me in early 2000, not being able to express how I feel, being so vulnerable and so unable to protect people. I was so unable to stop anything from happening. I felt like I was reckless. And I didn't want to be reckless. I wanted to be a careful person. I thought being reckless was cool. When you're younger, you think, let's get in trouble, let's be reckless. But when you're actually reckless and you hurt someone and you feel the backlash of that, you're like, no, I want to take care. I want to be a careful, stronger person. And I look at my body now, how bad I've, ached a little bit and swollen up on my upper body a little bit. And I'm feeling more like a protector than of a selfish selfie type of person. In that, I can see myself. In being a natural protector, I can see myself. I can see a little bit of myself in a pope or in a papacy. Being so selfless with your resources, with your mind, with your body, like the things that are the dearest to you that actually come from your inner creation, like your blood work itself. Being selfless with it. Just like, my time and my effort and my intellectual property and all these things about me that I hold dear to me because it's all I have. Like giving of yourself so much that those things mean nothing to you. Where you almost feel like money and power and prestige means nothing to you, even though it's digging into you like needles on the inside. And it's making your body shake, you're in headaches, you're in pain, you're sweating. The whole situation is uncomfortable. The people around you make you more uncomfortable, but you'd rather be standing next to them in that uncomfortability than anywhere else. Because something about you being that uncomfortable around somebody who's trying to be dangerous makes that person uncomfortable. So they're a lot less likely to do something crazy because they're waiting for the situation to be so smooth that they can rise above it. But if anarchy is already present, anarchy has to surpass anarchy. That's a fight waiting to happen. Sometimes I feel that way, but the thing is, I'm so nonviolent. I don't know how I'm gonna counteract that. Such a hypocrisy, right? It's ironic. It's like someone who's a natural born protector but doesn't have any weapons on them, doesn't have any guns or knives, or not even mace or pepper spray. Just the feeling in their spirit to be strong and protective over the spirit of others around them. And that's all. But that's not enough to stop a crazy person who comes in with a gun. I mean, in that situation, everybody's in danger, including myself. But in that physical threaten my physical, the part of me that should be scared, I said, oh my God, what about my looks? What about my brand new Benz I just bought? Because that's not there. Obviously, I'm not going to be so hysterical as I should be. I think I'll be so much in my loss that I already have, that I'm already maintaining, that I won't be able to react like the normal crowd would. And I will end up being more of a target than I should be. But even in those situations, God, I pray that never happens. I still feel like I'm still like a protector of those around me. And if I feel that way, I'm not quick to make stupid or harmful decisions. And that's the right and wrong for me at the end of the day. That's how I feel about being blessed the most, the more important to me. I don't know. I don't know what to feel. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about stuff like this. I feel like a protector. It's okay to feel like a protector, like a shoulder to cry on. I wanted to be a psychiatrist when I was younger. Before the real occupation of life set up resonance in my being and told me where I could live and where I couldn't live, and how much I had to pay rent to stay in this body, and everything that's important in that aspect. And then I wanted to be able to listen to people to help them with their problems.